going to be talking about how Kangen water will benefit your cannabis and hemp plants, and more importantly, your bottom line. But before we get started, let me tell you my quick story on how I came to learn about all of this. So about 3 years ago, my family's farm all of a sudden got a huge russet mite infestation. It was horrible. So this was 1 month from harvest. Our plants were 15 feet tall and in full flower. And as you know, at that stage in the game, there's very few things you can even spray on your plants to get rid of mites. And we were really committed to being organic, so we didn't want to spray anything that would leave a residue. Now, because russet mites are microscopic, we didn't even know we had a problem until it was too late. So we ended up having to cut down and compost 3 of our plants, 3 of our babies. It cost us $30,000. So to say it was stressful is an understatement. It was actually quite devastating. And so we had heard about Kangen water and we'd never tried it, but at this point we said, well, we have nothing to lose, so let's just try it and see what happens. And within just 3 sprays, we were able to wipe out our entire russet mite infestation. I was so personally amazed by this that I made it my personal mission to educate every grower on the planet about this as a viable solution for their plants. So today what we'll be learning is exactly what is Kangen water and the science behind it, and all the many benefits that it will give you as a grower, including saving you tens of thousands of dollars every single year in never having to buy pesticides ever again, even organic pesticides or bugs on bugs or anything for that matter. And you'll never again have to deal with mites, mold, mildew, aphids, or fungus gnats. And it is the only completely non-toxic solution that leaves no residue on the plants. So we'll be learning about all of that. Also, how it increases your yield and decreases your nutrient costs, thus generating you even more profits. And so what I'd like you to do is write down all your questions as we go through this presentation, and at the end, we'll let you know how you can schedule a complimentary consultation to get all your questions answered, and then also to see how you can implement these strategies into your operation. So let's get started. Before we get into how all of this works, let's go over some scientific unknowns. Now, as you know, not all cannabis or hemp is created equal. Now, each strain comes with its own unique combination of chemical compounds, and scientists have yet to get a handle on how any of these chemicals applied to the plant might interact with those natural chemicals, especially when burned and inhaled together. Now, what we do know is there's many dangers that come along with pesticides. And in 2013, the Journal of Toxicology actually published a study that found that up to 70% of pesticides found in cannabis or hemp can pass into the body through inhaling smoke. Scientists estimate that smoking a plant means that you ingest 10 times more pesticides than you eat. This is chemist Jeffrey Raber, and he works in medicinal cannabis testing, and he's actually described the health consequences of inhaling pesticides as much like injecting them straight into your bloodstream, because they do not pass through your digestive system. Now, if you're someone who likes to dab, there's even more health risks because of how highly concentrated it is, and you're actually getting huge doses of the pesticides when you dab. Not to mention, if your cannabis fails mandatory pesticide lab testing, by law, all your product must be destroyed, and this would be terrible for your bottom line. Does any of this look familiar to you? If so, then you know all too well how stressful it can be when signs of mites, mold, and powdery mildew start to show up. Now, cultivators have long used pesticides to fight against mold and mites because they didn't have another solution, until now. This is the Super501, our industrial unit. The Kangen machine produces 9 different pH waters that you can use for so many different things. So we've got the 2.5 hypochlorous acid. This is a very powerful sterilizer. It kills mites, aphids, fungus gnats, and mold, and it provides 99% germination rate. Then we have our acidic waters. They range from 4.5 to 6.0 pH, and you use them to make compost tea or water your plants for increased uptake of nutrients and oxygen. Then we have our alkaline water. We go from neutral 7 pH all the way up to a 9.5 pH, and those are for drinking, which, by the way, this is also the most powerful healing water on the planet for your health as well. And then we have our 11.5 strong alkaline water. Now this water is so high alkaline that it actually emulsifies with oil and it kills fungus as well. So just to make one thing clear, the Kangen machine is not a water filter, it is a water ionizer. That means it produces water that has been electrically charged through electrolysis. This is the electrolysis process that is happening inside the machine. You'll simply hook up your machine to a faucet or hose. The water first travels through a double carbon filter and then into the electrolysis chamber, where it runs over 12 medical grade platinum solid metal plates while being struck with a high volt of electricity. This splits the water into two, giving you an alkaline pH water and an acidic pH water. So there are two main ways you can use Kangen water with your plants: as a pest solution and to increase your yield. Now, as far as the protocol as a pest solution, for prevention, what you would do is you alternate spraying every 3 days between the 2.5 hypochlorous acid and the 11.5 strong alkaline waters. For elimination, if you are already having an issue, you would then spray the 2.5. Once it's dry, you spray the 11.5 on the same day, and then you repeat this every day until your issue is gone. Let me give you an example of just how much money you can save by switching to Kangen water. Here are 4 of the top pest solutions on the market right now and how much they cost and how much they cost per gallon. And as you can see, Kangen water is by far the least expensive solution. The Kangen cost here illustrates the cost of producing the water that eliminates the pests. 5 cents per gallon as opposed to upwards of $11 per gallon. Not to mention, there is not a single thing you can buy in the grow shop right now that can do everything that the Kangen water machine can do. The second major benefit of using Kangen water on your plants is increased yield and decreased nutrient cost. This is due to something called microclustering. Let me explain how microclustering works. As you can see from this diagram, any type of water that does not have an electrical charge, such as tap or well water, will have 15 to 20 water molecules clustered together. Once the water passes through the Kangen machine, the electrical charge excites the water molecules, repelling them from each other, and they end up in 5 to 6 molecules per cluster. Well, what does that mean for your plants? So let me describe this visually for you. Imagine you have a handful of tennis balls and you're trying to throw them through a chain link fence. Now imagine you have a handful of small pebbles. Which handful do you think will get more through the fence? Obviously the pebbles, which represents the Kangen water. Here's a quick demonstration to explain this further.
When it comes to Kangen water, it's microclustered, meaning the molecules are very, very small. They're about 5 to 6 molecules. The cell can only handle 7. When it comes to all these other beverages, they're anywhere from about 50 to 250 molecules, which cannot penetrate at the cellular level, but the body can only handle 7. So let me show you to explain it, because I'm a visual guy. Here we have green tea. How do you normally make green tea at the house? You usually have to take hot water, right? Because when you boil hot water, what happens? You're actually shrinking the molecules of the water. That's why when you boil water, it starts to evaporate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Voss, some regular bottled water. I'm going to pour it into this cup with the green tea. Am I going to get any tea? Absolutely not. Why? Because the water hasn't been boiled. Therefore, the molecules of the water haven't been shrunk. So as you see here, it's not able to penetrate the tea bag. But I'm going to take the same tea bag now, and I'm going to use actual Kangen water, because Kangen water has gone through the electrolysis process, it's been ionized, and the molecules have been restructured, meaning they're actually very, very small for superior hydration. And as you see here, I pour a little bit into the cup, and voila, I got instant green tea. A lot of times when people say that, they say, hey, the tea bag was already wet. Don't worry, I'm actually going to do the same thing over again. I'm going to take the same green tea bag, and then we use Voss again. We're going to see if we can get the same results. Unfortunately, we're not. Molecules are too large in this water. The clusters are too large. It will not penetrate the tea bag, so therefore it's not going to be able to penetrate your cells. Now watch what happens. I take the same tea bag again, and I'm going to put it right here in this glass, and I'm going to use Kangen water. And as you see here, I get immediate green tea. And that's talking about immediate hydration at the cellular level. Keeps your body hydrated, keeps your body looking young, and that's what our body needs. Now look what happens when I just take the actual same tea bag and I just pour a couple of drops in each one. This is what I love the most, is as you can actually see for yourself, I'm going to actually take the remaining of this Voss, pour it in here and see if I can be able to pick up the remaining green tea in the cup. And as you see, nothing happens. But with Kangen water, it's so powerful when it comes to hydration. It will pick up the remaining drops of the green tea and spread it throughout the glass. And that's what I talk about hydration. That's powerful. That's what our body needs to stay hydrated.
So you can see how this translates to nutrient uptake for your plants. Let's go over the feeding and watering protocol. Depending on whether you typically use a pH up or down, you will mix either one of the acidic or alkaline waters with nutrients to make your compost tea. Because Kangen water is microclustered, plants will uptake more nutrients and oxygen and thus yield more. Watering with Kangen allows higher nutrient uptake from the soil and makes plants more naturally pest resistant. And you'll actually have to use less nutrients so you don't overfeed your plants. You will achieve up to a 30% savings in nutrient costs. This will also eliminate the need for pH balancers, thus saving you even more money. So I'll quickly give you a little background on the Kangen water technology and how it was born over 40 years ago. After World War II, Japan was experiencing acid rain from China's Industrial Revolution. Their scientists set out around the world to find clean drinking water. What they found was being called miracle waters in a few places around the world that had unique healing properties that had the ability to slow down the aging process and improve one's health. The truth is, these rare healing waters are not like normal drinking water. In fact, it's not even close. People who live in the Hunza Valley, for example, in Pakistan, live up to 140 years old, and women still give birth in their 60s. And as you can see from this picture, look how gorgeous and lush everything looks. And it's because of this natural ionized water that runs right through the land. There's also a few other places left in the world, and only these 5 places left in the world that have true spring ionized water. This is Dr. HENRI COANDA, and he spent 6 decades studying the Hunza water. And he tried to determine why the water caused such beneficial effects for the body. He found that the water had 3 unique properties. It had a high alkaline pH, an extraordinary amount of antioxidants, and it was microclustered. And then in the 1970s, Japan scientists discovered a revolutionary way to mimic these natural occurring healing waters. And this is how Kangen water machines were born. So this is ENAGIC. This is the company that manufactures the Kangen machines. It's a 43-year-old company, and it's the only water ionizer company that's an OEM, which means original equipment manufacturer. That just means every single part in the machine is manufactured in-house. We do not outsource anything. We're also #1 in the industry, and we're members of the Better Business Bureau. Any company in the world that manufactures drinking water equipment strives to earn this gold seal from the Water Quality Association. This simply means that the machines are constructed from safe materials, that the claims listed on the packaging are backed by test data, and the product will hold up under normal usage conditions. ENAGIC is the only water ionizer manufacturer in the world that holds this coveted certificate. And the Kangen machine is the only water ionizer that is labeled as a certified medical device. As a matter of fact, Kangen machines are even used in many hospitals around the world. I'm sure you've been wondering how much these Kangen machines cost. Well, we've got 3 options for you. You can either do a paid in full for $59.80. You can do in-house financing, where you simply put $981 down plus tax. And then for 24 months, you make monthly payments of $220 a month. Now there's no credit checks and no interest with this option. And then we have third-party financing. With credit approval, you will not have to pay any money down and no interest for 21 months. You simply make payments of $290 per month. Here's the answer to some frequently asked questions. The Kangen machine comes with a 3-year warranty with the option to purchase extended warranties indefinitely. The lifespan of the machine is 40 years when maintained well. The flow rate is 2 gallons per minute. These machines do support grows of any size, and there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. So for those of you who'd like to try the water on your plants before you commit to the investment, the company will let you try it for 30 days. And if it doesn't work, return the machine, get your money back, minus a small restocking fee, no questions asked. Here's what this means to you and your bottom line. You will never again have to use any pesticides or anything else on your plants for that matter to get rid of your mites, your mold, your aphids, your fungus gnats, and your powdery mildew. And this is obviously going to save you thousands of dollars every year. You'll never again have to use pH balancers, which will save you hundreds of dollars per year. You will get to lower your nutrient cost by up to 30%, increase your yield by at least 20%, and most importantly, no more stress, no more headaches, and no more loss of product due to mold, powdery mildew, or pests ever again, which will again save you thousands of dollars per year. Why is Kangen best? Well, it's the cheapest option, it's completely non-toxic, it leaves no residue, it's safe for all growth phases, even flower, it's better for the environment, it will increase your yield, it will save you money and allow you to buy less nutrients and not have to buy pH balancers. It will improve your health as well. It's a tax write-off, and there's massive income potential on referrals. Remember in the beginning when I told you my story on how my family's farm had to chop down 3 of our full-grown plants and we lost $30,000? Well, we could have bought 5 Kangen machines for that cost. So as you can see, Kangen water is the smartest investment for your grow. It will pay for itself within the first year of using it through all the savings you will reap. The $6,000 investment spread over the life of the machine, 40 years, will only cost you 41 cents per day. This is a no-brainer. This is obviously the best investment you could put your money into for your plants. And owning a Kangen machine is your best option for your plants and your bottom line. So just to summarize what we went over, Kangen water is the best solution for pest prevention and elimination. It increases your yield and decreases your nutrient costs, and it gives you massive savings and increase of profits.
Thank you for taking the time out to watch our presentation today, and we look forward to being able to help you. So thank you.